A meteor is the flash of light that we see when a mass of solid material that's orbiting the sun typically actually enters Earth's atmosphere. The heat of the friction causes it to disintegrate and get very hot in the process. And the light that we are seeing typically from something like that is both the object itself as it disintegrates due to the friction, but also excited atoms and molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere. I'm talking about 60 miles up, that get excited in the course of that collision. As they move through the atmosphere, and when I say move, they are moving at cosmic speeds. The minimum speed is 7 miles per second, and the maximum gets to in excess of 25 or 30 miles per second, depending on the direction Earth and the object are moving. Depending on what the reports are that are coming in from northern Arkansas, Missouri, it may be that there may have been one body that made it down. There may be no bodies that made it down, or there could be several that made it down because the pieces fall down. When they come, they are actually falling farther along the track than where the last light was visible, because they have the forward motion as well as the downward motion. They don't just stop and drop. If people are hearing the sonic booms, the seismometers, helicorters would certainly pick up something like that. You can see them. People see them. They're wonderful to see. I love it myself, and I have on a number of occasions. But I've never heard the sound from one. And so that immediately tells me that there was big enough debris to have at least gotten low enough in the atmosphere that there was a sonic boom to hear. Whether it survived is the question, and it may or may not be the case that it survived. But immediately knowing that there was sound says to me it's immediately worth making the search in a sensible manner, and that requires somewhat more data than we have right now. That's a very valuable report, and a few of those, the more the better, would go a long way to saying, okay, now we can trace out where that track is and figure out where it would have hit the ground, and that's when you begin the search. The counter argument in this case is that we know it was coming approximately from the west, and so it would be coming from the north if it were a Perseid. So I'm going to say no, it wasn't, but that's the reason.
You asked me when you first called me about this, did I hear it? And now I'm remembering I did hear thunder yesterday. Okay, but I was in my room. The windows are closed, and I thought it's not unusual to hear thunder around here. So I did hear some thunder. Maybe that was, if there was no other thunderstorm going on that afternoon, then yeah, I heard something.
It's really exciting when there is a bright fireball visible to lots of people. The fact that this one was in daylight is spectacular. I've only seen that once, and that was when I was about 8 years old. The fact that it was heard, the sonic boom from the entering material was heard, says that there's an excellent chance that material did reach the ground. And so that makes this scientifically a very important event. And I certainly hope that we can get enough information and get searchers out there to find any of that meteoritic debris. If this had happened in Southern California, I'd be out looking for meteorites myself.